I know I live in a very crochet oriented world, but if you haven't seen the Miu Miu Fall Winter 21 runway collection, then I think you might be living under a rock. I'm gonna try and recreate some of the looks from it because I cannot afford Miu Miu and I know how to crochet, so makes sense. So there were a lot of crochet pieces, from scarves to the bonnets that everybody's been wearing. I think there may have also been some jumpers, like granny square jumpers, etc, etc. Let's have a look. I've got my laptop down here, by the way, if you're wondering what the hell I'm looking at. So the very first thing I definitely want to try and recreate are these pink scarves. I'll put an image here, but it looks like some kind of granny square stitch. It really reminds me of granny squares in the terms of it's like a chunk of 3 and then a block. The next thing I think I'm gonna try and recreate, because we're going big here, we're not just recreating one thing. So these bonnets, like I am obsessed, and this is like the granny squares I was mentioning. So they have these bonnets with this granny square, but they also have these plain ones, as you can see from the back in this picture with the scarf that I was talking about. And then they also had leg warmers. Realistically, I am probably not going to wear them out, so I might not make those. We'll see how I'm feeling. I feel like I shouldn't be doing this considering we're going into summer, but I am so obsessed. I can't stop looking. So first of all, you're going to make your slip knot, which I briefly explained in my last video. This is how I make mine. Make yours however you want. So we're going to chain 28 to start. This is how to chain if you haven't done it before. So you basically just wrap around and pull. I'm going to be honest, my tutorials are not going to be great for beginners. So I'm chaining and just wrapping it around and pulling it through that one that's on your hook, like so, until you have 28. Actually, jokes, stitch 27, just 27. And every time I say 28 from now, pretend I'm saying 27. Cool, thank you, sorry. 25, 26, 27, 28. So I'm gonna hold on to this 28th stitch because that's the one we're gonna be wanting to go back into. So I'm gonna chain 3 now. So plus 3 onto what you've already made. And this is gonna be your first treble crochet. So you chained your 28 and then plus 3. So now you're going to wrap over twice. So this is an American treble crochet. So wrap over twice and then count however many hooks down. 1, 2, 3. The 4th chain from your hook is where you're going to go in. And here I'm gonna grab and then gonna yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through another 2. Oh my god, I got caught again, this is embarrassing. And then pull through the last 2. So let's show you that again. This is another treble crochet, so loop over twice into the next one, insert, yarn over, back through, and then pull 1 through 2, 2 through 2. Oh my god, this one's splitting like nobody's business. Oh no, that is the right one. And 3 through 2. So you can see now it kind of looks like we've got 3 treble crochets because we've got that first one that kind of looks like it is one. So basically what I'm doing is I'm gonna create like blocks of 4, and then I'm gonna leave 2 and then another 4, so treble crochet in the next 4 and then skip 2, treble crochet in the next 4, skip 2. Okay, so this is our first little set of 4 that go together. So now I'm gonna skip 2 stitches, so we'll ignore those, and I'm just gonna go straight into that 3rd loop away, 3rd chain away even, and do another treble crochet. And then basically for the next 3, I'm gonna do exactly the same again. So another treble.
Exactly the same. So 1, 2, 3. I don't want to make that. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
So as you can see, I now kind of have 2, but there's this little gap in between. So basically, I'm now going to carry that on all the way. So skip 2, do 4, skip 2, go 4, and I'll meet you at the other end and show you what it should look like. You can see we've got like 5 clusters of those 4 treble crochets. And now we have 4 gaps. So we have 1 gap here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. So that's 4 gaps. And that's basically where you're going to be placing your next clusters, I'm calling them. So let me show you how I do the next row. And then it's basically just repeating those over and over again. So here I'm going to chain 3 to turn. So we're just going to start treble crocheting, and this time we're going to go into these holes. So I'm just going to put all 4 of the cluster into this gap. And then we can see, yeah, we've started this cluster and the next thing, and we've got this gap here ready for when we need to do 5 clusters again. So I'm going to do those clusters in all of those gaps that I showed you all the way across, and then show you the end. So I've just finished the row of 4 clusters, and now you can see we're at this end and this bit's kind of flopping. We need something here in this next bit to create the gap here, obviously, and then be able to start the next set. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to treble crochet into this hole here. So it's basically like the top of your turning chain from before, like from the very start, and just, yeah, place a treble crochet in there, and then here you are, you have your gap. And then you can basically start this entire like section on repeat. This set's going to be like bunched as well, because now you're working into the holes as well rather than the gaps, but you need these gaps to start with to like carry on. I'm not a pro pattern maker, but you know, this is doing the job. So confession time, I got a little bit carried away when I was stressed, and I accidentally made a very long scarf. And join me here in my time lapse of me adding on the last ball that I actually have. So hopefully it's long enough while I'm watching Made in Chelsea. Please forgive my forgetfulness, I have had exams. Chained 15 plus 2, and I'm gonna, because I feel like that's like halfway across my head possibly, and then I am going to half double crochet in the 3rd chain from my hook, and I'm going to do that all the way down to the end of the row. So there should be 15, so let me do that. In this last thing, I'm gonna do what am I gonna do to make it curved? You know what, I think I'm gonna do 5 in this one place. This could be a bit extreme. If you were a lot more legit than me, then you'll use a stitch marker. And I'm doing 5 because then there's a central point. Kind of just make a note. You can just remember by counting, but it might just be easier to have that in your like little 3rd one, your top one, to remember that that is where you're next gonna do your little 5 special thing. If this works out, this could absolutely not work out. So we've done 5 in there, so we should have 14 on the way back. So let's do that. What we're aiming for, this is just isn't gonna stay up, is to keep doing rounds, and it will get bigger and bigger, and then at a certain point I'll then switch to not increasing anymore, and then it will be like head shaped. I don't know, I'm 1000% making this up as I go along, but I'm gonna keep doing that and basically doing my 5 when I get here, and we'll see how that goes. Okay, not to be dramatic, but I think I'm a genius. I think it's gonna work out great. It's a little bit later, and ooh, but there, I think this is the right shape. I've joined together just using a chain and a slip stitch, and now I'm just gonna do some more half double crocheting.
Going around. The thing is, the direction of the stitches is going to be changing. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Because I'm gonna be going around this bit. I really need to write this pattern up for you guys, because the problem with me making it up as I go along is that I'm really not explaining it very well. I keep changing my mind, but at least you can see the process of what's going on in my head. So I obviously need to cut it off and sew in this loose end. Right now I'm still attached though, but I think I've done it. I feel like if this was in red, I'd be very like Red Riding Hood vibes. I'm not sure how couture vibes it's giving off right now. It low-key reminds me of those like frog hats that everyone's been making. But you know, the thought was there. It's the right concept. Thank you if you've made it to the end of this video, and also thank you for over 100 subscribers. I've only uploaded one video, so I feel a bit overwhelmed by that. I don't really know what to say. I'm not used to this YouTube thing. But yeah, come join me on Instagram, of course, and also Depop. I sell some of my crochet creations, so if you find yourself wanting some crochet, then come check out my Depop. Can you hear the rain? But yeah, see you next time.